Are you struggling to use Angular's RouterLink with dynamic fragments? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into how to effectively use RouterLink with variable fragments in Angular. I totally get it. It can be really frustrating when you want to navigate to a specific section of your page using a variable, but it just doesn't seem to work. You're definitely not the only one facing this issue. Here's the situation we're addressing. A user asked if they could use Angular's RouterLink to create links that include a fragment based on a variable, like a language code. They provided some code examples, but couldn't get it to work. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So, what's the challenge here? Angular's RouterLink can be a bit tricky when it comes to dynamic fragments. Understanding how to properly bind variables to your links is key to solving this issue. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a pro tip that will make working with Angular routing even easier. To achieve the desired functionality with Angular's RouterLink, the user should first ensure that they are using the correct syntax for the RouterLink directive. Instead of using a string concatenation, they can utilize an array format. Next, the user needs to ensure that the router is properly configured to handle fragments. This means setting up the Angular router to recognize and navigate to the specified fragment when a link is clicked. Now, the user should implement a method in their component to scroll to the fragment when the route changes. This can be done by subscribing to the router events. Finally, the user can test the implementation by clicking on the links generated by the ng-for loop. Each click should update the URL with the corresponding fragment and scroll to the appropriate section of the page. Fun fact, did you know that Angular was developed by Google? It's amazing how many powerful tools they provide for developers. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests using the RouterLink directive with a fragment. They recommend setting the RouterLink to an empty string and specifying the fragment directly. For example, you can create links like this: a RouterLink equals fragment section A, and a RouterLink equals fragment equals section B, section B. Additionally, there's a helpful example available on StackBlitz that demonstrates this approach in action. You can check it out for a practical implementation. Here's the pro tip I promised. Always ensure that your route is correctly defined in your routing module. This will save you a lot of headaches when working with dynamic fragments. And there you have it. You should now be able to use Angular's RouterLink with dynamic fragments successfully. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips, and don't forget to check out our next video for more Angular tricks.